Title: Civil Unrest or Call of Duty, Manipur Edition. TLDR. This is not your regular game of PUBG, folks. Manipur, a remote northeastern Indian state, is in serious hot water right now. Two ethnic groups are at each other's throats, running wild, armed to the teeth and leaving a trail of destruction. It's so bad, even the deployed troops are stunned into inaction. Manipur, ever heard of it? No. Well, it's like your typical quiet village on the edge of the woods, only with more bamboo, oak, and lately, bullets flying around. This quiet village has gone full-blown Call of Duty. Here, villagers have not just swapped farming tools for guns, but also their peace-loving demeanor for a fearsome persona. They're building bunkers and fortifications, which if not for the deadly conflict, might give any architect a run for their money. Let's meet Slan Vafiai, once an economics teacher, now playing the real-life version of an FPS game, finger on the shotgun trigger, eyes on the enemy across the field. The only class he's teaching now is Survival 101. Imagine trading your chalk for a 12-gauge. Crazy, right? The cause of the feud. It all started as a simmering tiff between the minority Christian cookies and mostly Hindu Maitais over land rights and government jobs. Land and jobs, doesn't it always come down to that? Oh, the humanity. Suddenly, police armories were looted and both sides were armed to unleash their own versions of a live-action PUBG match. In the course of the deadly game, over 50,000 people have become refugees, fleeing to relief camps while their homes turned into ruins. Burnt buildings and churches, civilians massacred, and constant gunfire. It's a scene straight out of a post-apocalyptic movie. And where's the press in all this, you ask? The government pulled the plug on the internet, blaming it for spreading disinformation and fueling the violence, effectively making Manipur a ghost in the machine. The state's 3.7 million residents are cut off, making the war almost invisible to the outside world. Talk about being left on red. It's like the famous saying goes, if a gun goes off in the woods and there's no internet to report it, did it make a sound? Or something like that. According to Sushant Singh, an army veteran and a fellow at the Center for Policy Research, it's as close to civil war as any state in independent India has ever been, and it's not even terrorist groups or militants causing the ruckus. It's the locals, fighting against each other. An everyday feud turned into a full-blown civil war. Insane, isn't it? So, there you have it, folks. A tranquil, remote village transformed into a real-life, war game zone. But here's a thought, when the lines between virtual and reality blur so dangerously, how do we redefine warfare? What happens to these warriors when, or if, peace returns? Will they trade their guns back for the chalk and farm tools? And more importantly, who will be left to pick up the pieces when the dust of this deadly game settles?